Creating custom clothing with tap stitch is simple. Start by the garment, then click Design Now. On the left, you'll see four main tools. Upload to your
When you delight yourself in the Lord, He's giving you the desires of your heart, meaning He's shaping your desires so that they start to reflect His.
That's good. That's good.
So it doesn't mean He gives you what you want. It means what you want is what He's actually giving you the desire to want. Hello, JC Shire.
I'm doing something on Instagram really quick, and you're mad at me because
You're literally on Instagram and we're starting
Wait.
our recording.
Mom and a son on podcast? That's different.
God, people love you. I promise. Just go ahead.
It's terrible. This is like being at dinner with someone or at lunch with somebody, and they are sitting across the table from you on their phone.
That's
Tell people, why are we here if you're gonna be on your phone?
No, mom. It's like it's for full fledged.
You're posting something?
I'm posting or reposting.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast where clearly I'm the only involved participant in this particular episode. I don't know what he's over there doing, but we welcome you. I welcome you to Full Fledged, the Homie Podcast, where we are at home, clearly not really invested and engaged in conversations with one another. But we're glad you're here anyway.
And I did it. Ha, got it.
Are you finished?
Finished.
You feel satisfied and content now?
It's hard for me to.
Hey, y'all.
This is stop.
This is
Finish what I start. I can't just be almost done and then be like, oh, I'll do it in 45 minutes. I also know I forget. So
you will forget.
I have to. If I start something, I gotta finish it, and I finished it. Thank you, London, for posting that. It was great, real, and I just reposted it, and it's great. Y'all go check it out.
Amazing. Right. Now we can do our opening song.
Lord, the Lord. Spirit, fall upon us today. Hallelujah.
This is not starting well at all.
The day of the Lord, He has made it, and we shall rejoice in it.
I do not know what is going to happen on this episode because clearly we are just sort of random this morning. However, we are glad you're here. And today we are talking about a topic that is one that comes up in most people's spiritual life. It's one of the foundational questions that most of us as believers who are trying to grow in our relationship with the Lord will constantly ask. And it's, how do I discern the voice of God? Yeah. So that's the conversation today. It's going to be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
So JC, what are your thoughts around or questions about hearing God?
Okay. Let me start by this. You wrote a book about this. I, of course, didn't read it.
Of course not.
I have had a lot of questions about how to hear the voice of God, but not once have I ever thought, let me read your book about it. I'm seeing now that maybe I should have, but if I'm going to be completely honest, I probably will never read that. So y'all should, though. Y'all should definitely go and read Discerning the Voice of God or Hearing the Voice of God. Which one is it? Is it Discerning or Hearing?
It's called Discerning the Voice of God.
Discerning the Voice of God. It's written by my mom, so I know it's phenomenal. So go ahead and, you know what I'm saying?
Try to fix it.
Want to get that, but anyways, so hearing the voice of God, I feel like it's very hard to hear the voice of God. I don't necessarily understand it all the way. I feel like I'm learning a little bit, and I feel like I have some knowledgeable things that I could say out of my mouth just because I know it.
Yeah.
But actually doing it and practicing it is different because you go through. I maybe out of experiences of other people or most people that I've talked to. Not sure how it actually is, but a lot of people don't hear the voice of God audibly from
right.
From have heard people who do. I just don't, and maybe a lot of people that I talk to don't either. So I'm like, okay, what are other ways supposed to hear the voice of God? And I think it can be hard because when we think hear, we think ear, and actually listening. When the Bible probably references it as a metaphorical listening, be catered to, pay attention.
Hey.
Actually just voice. So, anyways, all those thoughts are in my head right now. How to hear the voice of God? Not all the way sure, wrestling through it, but that's my feelings about it right now. So I'm just here to learn. Mom, help me.
Well, first of all, let me say that just because I've written on it certainly does not make me an expert on it. I think it is one of the disciplines of the faith that you're maturing and growing in for your entire life
Mhm.
with God. I also think that that allows you a little bit of grace in knowing like you never arrive. But no, you're growing and constantly the Lord is maturing and honing in you an ability for your spiritual ear
Mhm.
to hear his voice. Um, there
How
is
are
a
you
guy,
guys doing?
I know you are aware of who this is. He's in heaven now. If you're not aware of who Henry Blackaby is, you need to get everything he's written. But there is a book called uh, Experiencing God, the workbook. The workbook that you work through, kind of like a devotional, is amazing. But I say all that to say, he was at our church. This got to be 15, 20 years ago.
Hey,
And I asked
Preppy.
him, 'cause he's written on here. I asked him, how do you know when you've heard from God? At the time, he must have been in his 70s when he answered this question. So here's a man that has written a book that millions of people have read. Millions of people. It's like a legendary book. It's 30 years old. Millions of people have their lives have been
Oh,
enriched by it. So I'm ready for a seminary class kind of answer. I remember I had a pen out. I was like, how do you know when you heard from God?
hey, Eddie.
His response was like, Priscilla, 70 some years old. Priscilla, actually, the only time I really ever really know for sure that I've heard from God is after the fact. It's in looking back and realizing that what I thought God said and I did, actually, there's proof there that that is what God indeed said. So here's somebody 70 something, and he's still saying, oh, I'm still working on it. The only 100% way I know is after the fact. He also said to me, "And Priscilla, you know what I've learned? That my mistakes in hearing God have actually, in God's grace, become the best teachers for the future. Because instead of um, being antagonistic towards me or judging me for mishearing, he's actually allowed those moments to become teachers to show me in the future how to more clearly hear him. So he was basically saying, you're going to be growing in this your whole life. His grace is sufficient for your missteps. So just have a heart that desires to hear him. And I believe it's like maybe John chapter 17. We're going to have to get the reference right. John chapter 4. I don't know. Somewhere in John. To the one who desires to know his will, he will know it. The Lord knows when your heart posture is that you really want to honor him, you want to know his will. And then he kind of puts the burden and responsibility on himself to make sure that you have clarity. So I guess I wanted to start with that. It's not really a direct answer to the question, but it does take the burden off of you because there's this fear that can paralyze you. Oh no, I'm not going to hear from God, and then you do nothing because you don't think you're capable of hearing from God. You know what I'm saying? Or am I getting it right? God's grace is sufficient. Like relax into the rhythms of grace with this part of your life, as I've had to do with mine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. In response to that, I feel like um, there are times when, yes, it's so easy to get paralyzed by the right decision because there are like, I guess when I talk to a lot of my friends about this, when I'm going through it or they are, it's like we just want to be in God's perfect will. And we think that, actually, there was a situation that this happened. I was riding in the car with one of my friends, and she was trying to move to Dallas. And she was like, she was just, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what God is saying, whatever, whatever. And she was like, I'm just not going to do anything, basically. And I was like, wait a minute. That can't, I'm not sure how to tell you it's not right, but that just can't be right. And so she was like, she literally gets paralyzed. She got paralyzed by the fear of not being in God's perfect will. She literally said that I want to be in God's perfect will. I'm like, so she didn't do anything. I was like, not being God's perfect will is such a paralyzing thing. And
Yeah.
even it is for me too, like, because I'm just
Understood.
in line with what God is saying.
Yeah.
And so I just want to make the right decision every time because I feel like the wrong decision puts me outside of his perfect will. So can you, I guess, answer the
Well,
question? Does
uh,
doing the wrong decision put you outside of God's perfect will? Like, how does that?
obviously it can, but his grace is sufficient. That's the bottom line of this whole conversation. His grace covers the missteps. Meaning, if you are driving from here to downtown Dallas, so we live in Dallas and there's a major freeway that if you put in your GPS going to down a restaurant in downtown Dallas, there is one major route it's going to take you, I-35. If you take a wrong turn, the GPS recalibrates. It doesn't mean you won't ever make it to the restaurant in downtown Dallas. It means that the GPS system is able to recalibrate and even take you a completely different route, but still get you to the destination. So you are not powerful enough to work yourself out of God's will for you. Okay. It is possible that you're so derailed in sin and rebellion and a refusal to honor him that it gets you off track and you don't make it.
Yeah.
But it's more likely, especially if you're describing what you're describing, we're talking about somebody who wants to honor God,
Right.
somebody who desires to get to where he's called them. His grace is so sufficient that even your missteps, mistakes, I exited the wrong place, I took the wrong turn, I was busy talking to other people in the car and totally ignored that one step that the GPS told me. Whatever the reasons are, he is powerful enough to recalibrate the GPS and still get you there. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I'm going to tell you because this is important. The primary way God speaks is through his word. It is not an audible voice. So if you're waiting on anything that looks and feels like signs and wonders to hear from God, you need to know that is not the primary way God speaks anymore. In the Old Testament, donkeys were talking, prophets were walking around, Red Seas were splitting, was a fire of cloud at night, pillar of cloud during the day. Sometimes we look at the Old Testament record of God speaking. There were theophanies, God appearances, and Gideon's putting out fleece. Make it a little wet here, not wet if it's not you. So we're looking at that in the Old Testament. And sometimes we can be like, God, can't you just speak like that so we know that it's you? Like, if this is the job I'm supposed to take, would you make it so that tomorrow at noon, a red bird lands on the telephone pole right outside the kitchen window? We want God to speak that way. But the people in the Old Testament wish they had what we have.
Ooh. Wow.
The reason why God spoke in external ways in the Old Testament is because the Holy Spirit was not with them. Seriously. JC, boy, sit down.
Oh, that's crazy. No, that was crazy. I gotta give you some down for that. You spitting. Oh my gosh. Oh
Boy,
my gosh.
boy, if you don't sit down,
The ring.
excuse me, you so churchy. Just sit down.
I think I broke my mic. Say that, please.
Wait,
Please say. I'm sorry, Miss
Put your
David. You
pillows
gonna
up.
help me with
Hold
the
the
mic.
pillows up. Okay.
Or whatever.
Get settled. You did too much. Okay.
Mic and the interference or whatever. You just go ahead and run that back. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. I was comfortable too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't know why that just I go.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the Old Testament, the Holy Spirit was only given to a certain person for a specific time period to accomplish a specific task. When that task was over, or when the person sinned and dishonored God, the Holy Spirit would leave them, which is why you have David praying at one point in the Old Testament, Lord, please do not take your spirit from me. They did not have this constant presence of God with them. So they had to count on external means to hear from God. They wished they had the Holy Spirit. So when Jesus came, crucified, ascended, crucified, resurrected, ascended, he left the Holy Spirit and he said to the disciples, I am leaving you another helper of the same kind. Meaning, I will not be here in my physical presence, but he said, it's better for you that I go. Why? Because in the body, Jesus was restricted by flesh. He could only be in one place at one time, talking to one group of people or one person.
Yeah.
He couldn't be everywhere. When he leaves, the Holy Spirit now indwells every single believer who places faith in him. And one of the primary responsibilities, joys, jobs of the Holy Spirit is to give us, he fits us, this answers another one of your questions. He fits us with spiritual ears to hear. Okay. So now there's conviction. Now there is a radar that's up that makes you detect spiritual things that the natural man cannot appraise the things of the spirit. But when you're fitted with spiritual ears, you're able to see, oh, that right there is shimmering with God's presence or shimmering with something sacred. There's more to it than just, it's like the stars aligned and there's an opportunity and an open door for me. No, that's God's footprints right there. That's the ears to hear. But the primary way he speaks in conjunction with the Holy Spirit. So if somebody tells me they want to hear from God and they never read the Bible, you will never hear from God. Because now you have his word in full in the scriptures. So what happens is
What is going on, y'all? Okay, look, the last 4 years of my life have been completely transformational. Like, I mean, I'm talking about, I'm talking about 180, right? And a big part of that was become come join the family. Just
Whoa, what's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, we just built an app.
Possible. Picnic. Interesting. Can it generate reports?
Yeah, now.
So you're saying we can all build apps? I'm on lunch.
I gotta make a call.
Right. My office.
I just built an inventory tracker.
Okay. A workflow manager.
Trixie still owes me the group lunch.
Since no one seems to care. I just agree with it.
I want to animate this graph.
Profesor de español. An inter-office dating app. For dogs. For office dogs. You know what I mean?
So I can get up to $1,500 for college or career training with CalKids. If you went to a California public high school, you might have a scholarship waiting, even if you graduated in the last 3 years. I claim mine fast at the SSID. Visit calkids.org today to see if you have a scholarship. This is God speaking. And then because God is so merciful, I'm on my soapbox right now. Then because God is so merciful, and I did write about this in Discerning the Voice of God, that the primary way he speaks is through his word and the confirmation of his spirit, the illumination of his spirit. But then because he's so merciful, there are other what I call M's of hearing God.
Okay.
One of them is the mercy of confirmation. This is where external factors come in because he knows we're just flesh. He knows there's a bunch of white noise all around us that kind of keeps us from clearly hearing. He knows that we take wrong turns because we weren't listening to the GPS. If we say, Lord, will you confirm? Okay, I don't know if you want me to take this job or just job. I'm feeling this direction right here. Feels like one of the other M's is the ministry of Eli, which is the wise counsel. Remember how the little boy Samuel didn't know it was God speaking to him in 1 Samuel 3? And then he had to depend on Eli, the wise, mature priest, saying, that's God right there.
Mhm.
You need the ministry of Eli in your life.
Mhm.
So once you feel like all that's coming together, ask God for the mercy of confirmation.
Mhm.
Lord, would you do something in the regular rhythms of my everyday life? Would you open up my spiritual eyes to see confirmations? The bigger the decision I have to make, the more I wait for the confirmation. Because if a plane is going to land and it's got all these passengers on it, the pilot better not be looking for one light. The pilot better be looking for a bunch of lights that are aligning a path before he lands that bigger the decision that needs to be made, the more people that will be impacted by this landing, the more lights I ought to wait for to illumine the path that I'm landing on. And I'm saying that God is so gracious that he gives you lights. Now, the lights aren't the primary way. You better be in touch with the control tower pilot. Okay. So this is the control tower. The Holy Spirit is the one that convicts you, challenges. You feel a warmth in your spirit. Remember in Luke chapter 24, there were two men on the road to Emmaus. They were talking with Jesus. They didn't know it was Jesus. And then at the end, Jesus disappears and they go, "Oh, didn't our hearts burn within us when he was talking?" That's conviction. See what I'm saying?
Oh, I see. I
So
see.
you got that. Got this feeling like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. There's something weighty on that.
Mhm.
That is what you're expecting and look. That's the primary way God speaks, not an audible voice, not a bird landing on a light pole, not a fleece putting out all these things for God. No.
Mhm.
But then after you feel like you're hearing God, wise mentors have said, seems like God. Then say to him, Lord, would you give me the mercy of confirmation? Would you illumine my path with some random conversations over here? I watched 3 different, one YouTube video, one sermon, and one Instagram reel, and they all saying the same thing, pointing me in the same direction that I already feel you. So it's not the primary way, but he's merciful
Mm.
enough to give us that way.
Yeah. I mean, sermon right there. Maybe I should read the book. This is the,
Well, I just think I'm still needing to read books on hearing God because it's kind of like you're just saying, Lord, would you help my spiritual ears to continually be refined?
Mhm.
so that I'm hearing you. But
Yeah.
that can't happen if you're not in the word.
Yeah.
Okay.
I- I just know I got stuff when you're done.
Okay.
But you,
We got so many things to say, but let me just say this. One of the main reasons you're reading the scriptures is not for answers. Okay. It's not to hear God. The main reason is because you're getting to know God. The more I know God, this is something Henry Blackaby said. The more I know God, the more clearly I can hear God. Okay. Anthony and Daddy, my brother and Daddy, same name. You know, they kind of are built the same. They walk the same. They sound similar, whatever. When we were growing up, I saw Anthony like trick people. People would call this house that we're sitting in right now. They would think they were talking to Daddy.
that's hilarious.
He would like get the information from the person, like, what did you call for? And then he'd be like, hold on, let me get Daddy. The person on the other end of the line did not know they weren't talking to the right Tony. Okay. But if Daddy or Anthony call me, I know in the first 6 seconds of the phone call, they don't have to say nothing. The way they're breathing or the time they called lets me know which one of the two Anthony's I'm talking to. Why? Because I've spent my whole life getting to know them. Okay. So the enemy disguises himself like an angel of light. He don't come with a red jumpsuit on and a pitchfork and say, hey, it's me. No. His goal is to sound so close to truth
Right.
that unless you've spent time getting to know the voice of the Father, the character of the Father, you can't differentiate between the two. So when you go to the scriptures, it's not because I'm trying to. No. What does this tell me about God's character? His personality, what he would say, what he wouldn't say, direction he does give, doesn't give. Because the more I know him, the more when the stranger speaks or fear talks, ego is always trying to get a word in edgewise, I'll be able to go, no, no, this don't sound like this, don't like him because I spend time getting to know it. That's why we're in the word. Motherhood is hard, and feeling blue is one thing. But this may be something more. It could be postpartum depression or PPD. As many as 1 in 8 women feel symptoms of PPD after giving birth. It can make you feel depressed or hopeless, like you're just hanging on, hoping it will pass. PPD can feel overwhelming, but it is a treatable medical condition. Ask about Zurzuvae, the first and only FDA-approved pill for postpartum depression. You may feel relief starting in 3 days. You take Zurzuvae for only 14 days. Zurzuvae may cause serious side effects like decreased awareness and alertness, which can affect your ability to drive. You may be unable to tell on your own if you could drive safely or how much it affects you. Do not drive or do other dangerous activities until at least 12 hours after taking each dose. It may cause sleepiness, drowsiness, slow thinking, dizziness, confusion, and trouble walking that may increase risk of falls. Talk to your doctor about alcohol, opioids, or similar medicines while taking Zurzuvae, as they can make symptoms worse and may cause trouble breathing. Call your doctor about sudden changes in mood or behaviors or suicidal thoughts. Tell your doctor if you have liver or kidney problems or are pregnant or plan to become pregnant, as it may harm your unborn baby. Side effects also include common cold, diarrhea, feeling tired or weak, and UTIs. Motherhood won't always be smooth sailing, but if you have PPD, ask your doctor if 14 days or Zurzuvae could help. If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident in the last year, you could be owed a large cash payment and not even know it. Even if you weren't driving, all you have to do is click the link in this video, answer 5 simple questions about your accident, and see if you have a case that could be worth money, like this, or even like this. If the accident wasn't your fault and it happened in the last 12 months, you could be owed a lot more than you think. And this doesn't just apply to drivers. If you were a passenger in an Uber, walking, riding a bike, or on a motorcycle, you may still qualify. Most people never check, and insurance companies are hoping you don't. So don't skip this. Click the link and see what your case could be worth. People all over the country have already received checks for tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they did it without going to court. That's because there's money already set aside for accidents like these. For example, Stacy didn't think her accident was a big deal, but after checking, she ended up receiving $90,000.
Oh my God.
If your accident wasn't your fault, you may be able to get money for time you missed at work, medical bills, pain and suffering, damage to your car, and you don't have to pay anything up front. You don't have to fight insurance companies. And you don't have to deal with lawyers trying to take advantage of you. Checking is easy. Just click the link and answer 5 quick questions. It takes about 30 seconds. Most people think whatever the insurance company offers me is all I can get. That's not true. That's what Jessica thought too. The insurance company told her her injuries weren't worth
Oh, it already been 4 hours.
going up. Then she found auto relief assistance, and she ended up getting 5 times more than what the insurance company first offered. Her final settlement was $72,000. We got settlement for $72,000.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
If you're even a little curious what your accident could be worth, click the link and check. Here's what happens next. Within minutes, an accident analyst in your local area will call you directly to review your accident. They'll determine right then and there if you have a case. And if you do, they handle everything for you. No chasing paperwork, no arguing with insurance companies, no out of pocket costs. You just sit back and wait to get paid. Some cases can even settle in just a few short months.
Look what came in today, $72,000. You heard that right? That's literally life-changing money for me. Just to be clear, I did not do anything special to get this check. I just followed a couple simple steps. All I know, I was injured in an
I'm
accident that
hungry.
was my fault, and I had insurance when it happened. So if that sounds like your situation, let me show you.
I mean, there's my brain is overloading with the amount of questions and stuff.
It's so much. I know.
No, but that was so good. Okay, my first thing, you kind of like briefly skimmed over this part, but I kind of think it's would be necessary to highlight.
On your period, sudden gushes happen. Say goodbye, gush fears. New Always Ultra Thin. It's made with rapid dry technology that absorbs 3 times faster. Now cleaner, drier, fresher. Always gush ready.
Picture this, saving up to 10% when you bundle your home and auto insurance with USAA. Some things just click. Get a quote today.
Vehicles, Lamborghini, Ferrari, McLaren, Bugatti, all the big boy stuff.
Okay, that's awesome. So, what are some things I like to do for fun?
I'm doing a lot. Go fishing and roller skate.
Right.
That's a lot. That's my favorite.
All right, that's it. This corner, if he's your type to a T, do not pop your balloon. However, if there's anything that's coming up, some red flags, whatever that may be, go ahead and pop your balloon, and I'll go over to each of you and see why you ended up popping. You ladies ready? Yeah. Y'all ready? Okay. All right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and bring out our first single guy. Hello. Welcome in. What's your name?
So my name is Ugo.
Ugo, how old are you?
I am 32.
All right. Where are you
Yeah.
from?
Born in Nigeria, but raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
I am working right now in sales, HVAC sales,
Mhm.
but I am truly a fine artist, curator. I like to create work that moves the soul
Mhm.
and inspires people.
Okay, cool. So, what are some things you like to do for fun?
Mostly creative things.
Okay.
I like to learn new creative mediums, um, saxophone, teaching myself saxophone right now.
Cool.
Just speaking of different hobbies, uh, abstract work, collage, just playing with different ways of creating new things.
Okay. And so, what are some things you look for in a woman?
Kindness,
Mm-hmm.
grace, humor.
Mhm.
I like someone who doesn't take everything too seriously, but also knows how to get things straight when they need to.
Got it. Okay. And now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breakers. Question. I feel like it's very situational because some things people can handle better than others.
Okay.
But let me see. This might be really petty, but hard hands. I know.
Hard hands.
Like hands.
Okay. So like soft hands. All right.
Yeah, you got hard hands. So
All right. So we did get to pop balloons. Let's go see why they ended up popping. We'll start over here first. We can get your name and age.
Hi, I'm Mimi. I'm 27.
Mimi, where are you from and what do you do?
I'm from New York. I'm a salon owner and I have a hair business. And I'm starting to get some modeling too.
So why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Honestly, I really didn't mean to pop so fast. I think it was my nerves. But as you were talking, I don't think we probably would align like that. Also, I've never dated anybody with a bald head. And I do like to play with my man's hair. So I'm sorry. But you are very handsome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're very beautiful yourself.
So she's someone that's your type?
Absolutely.
Ooh, thank you. Okay. See you. All right. If we can get your name and age.
Fatima, 27.
Fatima, where are you from and what do you do?
I'm from the Chicago area and I work in market research.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I popped because of the hand comment. I work out and I also like do boxing sometimes. So sometimes there's a little rough, but I always get them back together, but sometimes they might not be so pristine.
So prior to him making the hand comment, why was your balloon unpopped?
I really like your glasses and
Thank you.
I don't mind a bald head, so yeah, just look nice too.
Appreciate that.
Now, despite the possible rough hands, is she someone that's your type?
She has a great personality from what I've seen so far or experienced so far. But
Thank you.
yes, ma'am. Dress is beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, if we can get your name and age.
Hi, my name's Lashaya. I'm 26 years old.
Hey, Lashaya, where are you from and what do you do?
I'm from Ypsilanti, Michigan. Shout out Ypsi. I am a mentor. I work at a community center. I basically mentor the youth. I work with a lot of kids in my neighborhood. And yeah, I'm in school for nursing. So yeah.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
For one, the hand comment. I am a hardworking woman. Okay. And my hands, they done been through it. Okay. So yes. And then another thing is I've dated a bald head before. And what does Usher say? You remind me of someone that I once knew. So yeah. But I like everything that you said. You seem like a very kind, nice guy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, is she someone that's your type?
I think she's attractive, but I don't think I'm super attracted to her. No specific reason, but beautiful woman.
Ew. On down this way. All right, if we can get your name and age.
My name is Jalen. I'm 27.
All right, Jalen, where are you from and what do you do?
I am from Texas, but I live here now in Arizona and I work in mortgage loans.
So why did you end up popping your balloon?
The hand comment. Right now I'm going through a journey, working on my natural nails and so, but other than that, I was open to hear what you had to say and I was interested.
Don't hide the hands now, girl. So now is she someone that's your type?
Yes. I like how she put her fit together. It's simple, but it's clean. And I like the colors. Yeah, it's like your face, your body type.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's going over here. All right, if we can get your name and age.
My name is Kenya. I'm 27.
Kenya, where are you from? What do you do?
I'm from Baltimore. I live in Atlanta. And I'm in transportation management.
All right, y'all. I better get off. See you guys later. Have a good day.